disgrace to the badge. A disgrace to the Massachusetts State Police. Bow your head in shame.
Oslo to die.
Shameless. Shameless, those people. And Yuri Buchanan knew everything about that. Are you guys with Karen or John? Karen! Yeah! I love to see it. Let me rephrase that. It shouldn't be Karen or John. It should be Karen or Jen. That is what it really is today. You here for Karen or you here for Jen McCabe? So, back to Karen Read and the way she was raised. She was obviously raised right. It speaks volumes about the number of people who have come out of the woodwork who knew Karen Read from 20, 30 years ago, who are now putting out statements vouching for what a great person she is. If Karen Read is such a horrible person, now how can we, and such a crazy, crazy woman, how come we haven't heard from a single ex-boyfriend who wants to tell us about all the times Karen Read went buck crazy on him? Because I'll tell you one thing, the kind of crazy woman who gets in the car and intentionally runs someone over, that ain't the first time she went crazy. That ain't the first time. None of this is in the character of Karen Read. None of it. However, Colin Albert, let's talk about him. Colin Albert has a long and documented history of violence. Colin Albert got to be the way he was from that innocent 7-year-old boy because of the way he was raised by Chris and Julie Albert and, quite frankly, the rest of the Albert clan. It seems like it's like a group effort with these people. They're like a tribe or something. It's weird. He got this way. If your son was online making videos in which he's putting his fist in the air and threatening people and saying bang bang, advantage boys, what would you do? Would you have a talk with your son? Yeah, would you encourage it? Would you encourage that sort of behavior? Well, Julie and Chris Albert did encourage that behavior. Yeah, they did. By every picture they posed with them with this bullshit and this bullshit. Sorry, kids, sorry.
Father like son, one murderer after another.
When you raise your children to not have any values, they are going to grow up valueless. And that is exactly what Colin Albert went. He went from this innocent, cute little 7-year-old boy to this monster, which says more about Chris Albert, quite frankly, than it does about him. And we've seen what Chris Albert has been doing since this happened. Hello, Paul. All right. We're not going to say anything to Paul. We're going to let Paul, hopefully he comes around eventually. Well, that's John's brother. So, we're not dealing with John. If he wants to come around, he wants to come around. We're not going to push it. If he wants to come around, he wants to come around. But that man in there who just walked by us has had his mind poisoned by the people who has killed him. If only he knew how foolish he looked. If only John was looking down at him from heaven right now saying, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Those people killed me. And you're walking into court with them. And you're sitting with them. And you're helping them. And you're helping them cover up what they did to me. And why does he, where is this coming from? What about all the facts? What about the mountains and mountains of evidence showing that Karen had nothing to do with this and that Jen McCabe, Colin Albert, and Brian Albert did? What about all that evidence? He just doesn't care because he's going to the Celtics, okay? And he's got other things to worry about. And Karen, by the way, bailed his ass out of jail in 2020 when he drove drunk and crashed into someone. But we don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. My question for the Paul O'Keefes of the world and the Carl Dugalls of the world